about our physical life. It says, as for a man, his days are like grass. He flourishes like a flower in the field. The wind blows it over and it's gone. And in its place remembers it no more. It seems like our lives sometimes are dust in the wind or a smoke that's here one second and gone the next. But we must remember that life is a gift, and we thank God for the time that you had with Nikki. The second thing I'd like you to do is to look inside. Try to look beyond the grief and the grave, and try to get beyond our tears and our sorrows. And as long as Nikki lives in your heart and your memories, she'll never truly be gone. I encourage you to get with someone else here who knew Nikki well. Exchange stories, laugh and cry, and it may ease your soul for just a moment. And the third thing I encourage you to do is to lean on God. And I realize that when we lose a dear loved one, it almost makes faith impossible. Because we want to clench our fists and shout at God, and why? It doesn't make sense, and it seems almost impossible to have faith in this time. You say, how could God let this happen? But as we turn away from the grave, sometimes, we just feel that question, come up between our clenched teeth. But believe it or not, faith in the Lord helps. And if you will look to Him and to lean on Him and to learn from Him, He will give you grace for this hour. He will ease your heart and lighten your burden. John Albright Bentley, a godly scholar, once wrote, when a pilgrim enters that better world, the door opens and a little breath of heaven always sweeps over those most closely involved, strengthening them until it's their turn for the good journey. And we must think that God allows pain and suffering to come in our lives. I understand that, but He does love us. In the book of Malachi, it tells that God looks upon His children as His most precious treasure, and that we are all the children of God. And if you remember, God lost a son too, so He understands your grief and your pain that we find in death, whether it be a friend, a fiance, a daughter. He knows your grief. And God often uses that rugged path, that rugged journey, to accomplish His ends. And if this is the way it is with you, I would like to suggest right next to those ever-present memories and images that you do remember that God loves you. And then if you turn to Him, He will add at least some comfort to your life. Psalm 103, 13 to 14 says that the Father has compassion on His children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear Him. For He knows that we are formed, and He remembers that we are but dust. Nikki was a good mother. She wanted her kids to be unique, so she spelled her daughter's name in a very unusual way. And Jeffrey tells me that every morning they had a routine that he would pick up Addie and take her and put her next to Nikki, and they would cuddle. And she would spend hours doing the girls' hair and playing video games with them, and especially playing Minecraft. I know my daughter has spent like years involved with Minecraft. But Nikki said she wanted to make memories. So they took them to almost every water park in the state of New York to make memories. It was her priority one to take care of her girls. She was very proud of them, especially when Addie would get up and entertain them every night. And though her health made it hard to find a job, she was a great stay-at-home mom.
The best.
She really loved her family. Nikki grew up in Candor and would drive by her house on Water Street and just reminisce about the time she spent there. And she was so excited, to have the family over for Thanksgiving dinner, to have them together. And she loved it when she went on a vacation with her mom to the Great Wolf Lodge and made her put on wolf ears and take pictures. You know, man, did she love pictures. Jeffrey told me she had somewhere in the neighborhood of 90,000 digital pictures.
I have every single one of them.
You know, and she also loved lilies, and she loved the color purple. You know, in honor of that, you can see you have a white and purple shirt and a purple tie, because that was her favorite color. She loved mozzarella sticks, and I hear that she was a great bowler as well. She liked, you know, tons of video games and spent countless hours with the girls doing that. And but she really loved, maybe even more than Jeffrey, one thing, and that was penguins. You know, there's a story one Christmas that Aaron King Kong Nasty brought her home a penguin, and it brought her to tears. She really loved penguins. And, you know, talking with Jeffrey, I got to know a lot about Nikki. And he said she was a wonderful fiance. And though her beginning with him was very cautious, you know, she was stubborn, she stuck to her guns, and she made him work to be in that relationship with her. And she would only commit to 3 months to begin with. You know, but then, you know, she made him earn every second of that time together. And during their relationship, she said no to every proposal until finally one time he ambushed her in front of family and friends. And finally, with tears in her eyes, she finally said yes. And she loved him dearly. They were together for 11 years. And she made Jeffrey want to be a better man and a better father. She even persuaded him to be a dad over his wrestling career. She stayed up every night waiting on him to come home. And she would even call him periodically at work to make sure he stayed awake. And she also had him well trained. One of her favorite things to eat was a sub sandwich, and he would only have to ask the question hot or cold, and he knew exactly which sub and what goes on it to bring her. You know, and they always would pick on each other with cute names and silly ways, and that was the sign of their deep affection for each other. And as Jeffrey and I talked, I explained to him that, you know, I too had back problems, and I'd bought this program from a wrestler named Diamond Dallas Page that actually has exercises to help you with your back. And I figured, you know, who better to know about back problems than someone that's been slammed on their back multiple times, right? You know, but
It's truth.
he regaled me of one story when she was pregnant with Addie, and it had something to do with the phrase, yes, yes, yes. You know, and, you know, sometimes, you know, when we've been together a long time with that, you only need to say a couple of words to trigger memories in that special person that only you two share. And though she didn't like wrestling on TV because it would get Jeffrey sucked in, she did have a special place in her heart for all the wrestlers that she knew. And Jeffrey says that he was just the luckiest man in the world to be with her. And he was proud of her fighting as hard as she did, and that he cannot even sleep now. He says it's too quiet because Nikki snored.
It's truth.
And if he could say one thing to her right now, it would be, I'm sorry I let you down. To which her response would probably be yelling at him about taking care of the kids. You know, and that's who she was. She was a wonderful mother, an awesome friend, Jeffrey's best friend, and a person who cared deeply about her family and her friends. And there will not be a day that goes by where she will not be missed. And I would like to leave you with this poem. I heard your voice in the wind today, and I turned to see your face. The warmth of the wind caressed me as I stood silently in place. I felt your touch in the sun today as its warmth filled the sky. I closed my eyes for your embrace, and my spirit soared high. I saw your eyes in the window pane as I watched the falling rain, and it seemed as each raindrops fell, it quietly said your name. I held you close to my heart today, and it made me feel complete. You may have died, but you are not gone. You will always be part of me. As long as the sun shines, the wind blows, the rain falls, you will live on inside of me forever, for that is all my heart knows.
Thank you, Dave. So promo time, huh?
Daddy?
What do we say?
Yes, Daddy.
Let's start off with a little story. About 11 years ago, I met this girl. Actually, I was at Wits End. And I was DJing well, actually, I wasn't DJing. John Tuffarell was DJing for my dad. And my dad and I were having issues, I'm sure. This girl comes in the bar, comes up to John and says, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And I looked at John and I'm like, damn, that girl was amazing. Turned out to be Nikki. She was on a date with another dude. So, a few months went by. My cousin Landon and I were walking down the street. Oh, Landon had long blonde hair, wearing skinny jeans, so he looked like a chick from behind. Yeah. My friend Erica and her were driving by, honking the horn, and we're like, whatever, right? Walking around the corner, and they're at AutoZone. Now, I'll try to keep this PG as much as I can. I went up to the car, and I said, "Hey, I know you, right? Didn't we, hook up?" And the response from that girl was yes. And it was not Nikki. It was the other girl. Yeah, you. Well, we got to talking, and we made our first date. We went to, I believe, that club called Instincts in Endicott. I was DJing that night. And, good time. Nikki's necklace was stolen. Kind of crappy deal. But Nikki comes into the room, and she's like, "Well, are you going to go home tonight?" "No, I'm taking her place. You drop her off and go home." No, she came home with me. And I tell you what, that night, I fell in love. First moment that I was with her, I was hooked. We had this little joke between each other, where the one-night dance partner that wouldn't go away. And reality was me that wouldn't go away. Try not to drag this on too much. She gave me the best part of my life. That little girl, my other little girl that currently isn't here, she's on her way. Yeah, you are right there. I can't sum up 11 years in words, but I can sum up 11 years in two. Right there. That's 11 years of love, honor, and respect. And I miss her every day. Not a lie. She was a great person. I'm really crappy with words, so I don't do promos. I let Rob Cook do it. But I invite anybody that has any stories they want to talk about Nikki up, because quite honestly, that'll probably make you feel better.
I'll do it. There's a live microphone. You know I'll talk.
Anybody else, please? Sean Carr, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Rob. A lot of stuff I gotta say. Thank you all for coming out today. There's a lot more people here than there was at the funeral, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad you're all here to have Jess back. Thank you. Second off, Jeff, you did nothing wrong. Let that shit go. Let it go. Third, you know I love you. You know I love you. Me and Nikki had a lot in common. We were both married to Jeff. So, we both had a hatred for Jeff. Every time Jeff opened his mouth, me and Nikki would look at each other and just shake our head. Because, you know, he everybody knows Jeff is just a pain in the ass. Here. Can we get a here for that at least?
Here.
Yeah, see?
Love you all.
You know, I love you, Jeff. I really do. There's nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you and your kids. You were a better priest than the other guy. A lot better. I don't know who was here from the other funeral. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I told Jeff that I had a lot to say.
Can we not shit on Nikki's uncle?
I'm not. Seriously. But you were a hell of a lot better than the other guy. Thank you. I'm not wrapping it up, Chris. So, thank you. You were, and then, I mean, how do you say, I mean, it was 11 years, right, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
And how do you say companion? That's not a companion. You know, I mean, that, to me, that's not a companion. That's a part of your life. That's your
My wife.
husband, wife, you know, whatever. I just got a lot to say, you know.
No, he'll go for hours.
Oh, man.
We'll be here all night.
We will be here all night. If you, somebody turn the mic off.
No, you go keep on.
Anybody else got anything beautiful to say? There you go. You know, what is your name? Becky, here you go.
Wait. Normal sound. Boo!
I hope you're booing him and not me.
No, him. We like you.
So, a lot of you, and I don't think I know very many of you, but I probably haven't known Nikki as long as most of you. We moved away from Aligo in September, but for the year and a half before that, Nikki came to my house every day to help me with my boys.
She's not Nikki's boss. She's
not
Nikki's friend.
boss. I'm Nikki's friend. She stayed after I got home for hours sometimes just to visit and chat, hang out. We became really good friends. I did ask my 3 boys to share their favorite memories of Nikki so that I could share them with Jeff. Jacob really loved when she first came to our house. She brought cornstarch and water and mixed them together and made a mess. But it was so much fun for them. And it stuck. It was like
Make it plaster.
You stick your hand in. It wasn't plaster though. You stick your hand in and it's wet, but you pound your fist in and it's firm. You thought it was the coolest thing ever. I have no idea how she came up with it, but they loved it. For Lucas, it would be walking the trails behind the house.
Pinterest.
And Zachary has an extra special memory of Nikki that he will never ever forget. They worked together as labor coaches for Josie in my closet as she gave birth to litter of kittens.
As before or after the dog ate it?
Jeff.
That was before.
That's Nikki's favorite memory.
Yeah, that's not but also, my impression of Nikki when she first started coming to our house, she'd get there at like 6:45 in the morning. And I think this is an impression that a lot of people may have had if they met up with Nikki at 6:45 in the morning. And how the heck is she smiling? She walks in that door and she's smiling.
She's always smiling.
It's 6:47 in the morning. I'm not even all the way awake yet, and she's smiling. And she was always smiling. Lucas would give her hell, and she'd be smiling when I came home at the end of the day. And I don't think it was just because I got home. I think it was because she was really just that happy with the life that she had. She had Addie there, she had Kristen there, she had you there a lot. And, you know, I saw the relationship that you all had as a family. And you made her so happy, Jeff. You all made her so happy. And so her life wasn't as long as what we would have loved to have had. But we all know, just from that constant smile on her face, that she was a really, really happy woman. And if we can all be that lucky, that's all I have to say.
You guys all know who I am, right? I mean, I'm Jeff's dad. If I can say this without crying. On Thanksgiving, me and Nikki had a chance to make up. We never had a great relationship. But she did make my son happy. You look at a lot of those pictures in there, you'll see my family, my wife, my daughters, my son. So just so all of you know, me and Nikki did have a chance to make up. There were several posts on Facebook where she said, I went shopping with my mother-in-law today. She called my wife mother-in-law. I had a blast. The pictures from Wits End where I DJ'd and Jeff proposed to her, I was there. That was a very happy occasion. There was many things that, you know, we didn't get along all the time. But what family does get along all the time? I mean, seriously. I fight with my brother all the time. My oldest brother, we get along okay. But Nikki did make my son happy. He did make her very happy. And she's going to be missed. I mean, it's still hurting. It's hard for me to believe she's gone. Who's next? Be a war.
I'm Ariel.
Ariel like the fish.
I have known Nikki for about 7 years. She was one heck of a woman. I probably haven't known her as long as a lot of you guys, and I don't have as many memories with her, but she was one of my closest friends along with Jeff. You guys are like family to us. I remember the times where we'd go on road trips, and there's some pictures in here, and even when she was having the worst days, she would still find a way to just lighten the mood. And it was so much fun having her around. I remember when sometimes Nikki was the only person there. There would be times where we would go over to hang out at their house for days. And Nikki was special. she made a huge difference, even if it was in the smallest way. She definitely made an impact on a lot of people. And even though she's gone, she's always gonna be here, no matter what. And so is everybody here.
That's my daughter, Ariel. Hi, I'm Chad. Let's see. I'm not good at speeches or anything either.
What? Nah.
But, I've known Jeff about the same, about 7 years or so. And, I've done a lot of road trips with Jeff also, and Nikki. I was Nikki's other husband. Every time Jeff got out of line, she'd tell me to smack him up a few bits here and there.
Which was often.
But yeah, Nikki was very special, very special. Always livened up, always smiling, just like, I think her name was Becca or Becky. Like she said, you know, she was always smiling no matter what. Even when she was mad at Jeff, she was always smiling. Because I knew the next thing that was coming, he was getting biffed upside the head. But it comes to a point with Nikki, for even, you know, God bless her soul and stuff, for her passing and everything. I've known Jeff for 7 years, and I met his grandmother the day of the funeral. And this is what's so weird is me and Jeff been hitting it off for the last 7 years so tight. Come to find out that his dad, his uncles, and all them of his other family, his grandmother took in my father when he was 18 years, about what, 16, 17, 18 years old. And I just found this out that, you know, we've been tight ever since then because his grandmother and my grandmother were best friends. So, and, you know, it's kind of like Nikki, like, helped put this together, like, put us all in this spot together. But with Nikki, she was really, really special. Very special. She loved Jeff a lot. I know that because she always told me, you know, certain things that, she told me stuff that she wouldn't tell him about him, but we won't go there. That's between me and Nikki nowadays. Nothing bad. It's all good stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Nikki a lot too. I used to have a lot, you know, nice conversations with Nikki. She's well down to earth, really well down to earth. And she loved the girls a lot too. I know that for a fact. I know that. I really don't have much more to say. You know, it's kind of hard that she's gone. You know, I still can't believe that she's gone. You know, when I got the message from Jeff, what happened? It's mind-boggling to me every day. You know, because you got to take life the way it is. Don't take it as a granted, you know, because it could happen anytime. You know, I know everybody. I love you, Jeff. I love Nikki. I love your kids. And, you know, I'm pretty sure I know everybody else here loves you, bro.
Oh, this knucklehead here, I went to school with in Owego. We knew each other. Then I went to Candor and I met Nikki. So I've kind of had a history with both of them. And our other friend Angie and I and Nikki all decided one night that we were going out. And that's when I realized Nikki and Jeff were together, and I'm like, wait, what is going on here? I know you.
Good job.
And it was, what a night. But, you know, she's the second friend that I've lost, and it's devastating. there's no words that can put in place how much she will be missed by everybody. And all we can do is just hold on to her memories, the good, and just keep her alive. And every day, when you look at your daughter, there's a little piece of Nikki right there. Attitude and all, Jeff. But it's, yeah. I've been through the loss, and it gets easier. One day at a time, like I said.
Anybody else? And once, and twice. I believe my oldest is here. Oh, don't hide.
You embarrassed her. Come on now.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Sarah. Nikki's brother's finally here. He had to work. Responsibilities. So, y'all came to, well, for those who are part of my family, came to the family reunion, right? And there was a song that Nikki and I danced to. Now I want to invite everybody else up here to dance with me. For Nikki.
We're here in downtown Lafayette where everyone's excited